everyone, I'm Damalus from Bahamas Outdoor Media and Impression, and today I'm on the Rise with Shaquille.
Good day, guys, and I'm here with Damalus Curry. How are you, Damalus?
Everything's good.
That's good. That's good. So, I mean, it's been a while since we've last seen each other. We used to do some business together with the different wholesale agencies or whatnot. And so it's really a privilege to have you sit down, because you're always on the go. So it's really a privilege to have you sitting down here with me today.
Yeah.
So tell us about Damalus.
Pretty much I'm just a regular guy. You know, I'm in the marketing business, marketing and advertising. You know, I have a family, 37 years old. You know, I live between Nassau and West Palm. You know, but that's just a basic everyday doing.
Okay, so you said you're in the marketing business. How did you start out in the marketing business?
How I started out was not really more from marketing, but more from sales. You know, I got into sales early at an early age. I used to do some timeshare sales at Sandy Port. You know, and I love sales. You know, and then it was a meeting I had one time with this guy from Life Key. You know, we were sitting down playing chess, just talking about business, and I asked him about, you know, different businesses, and he said something that stood out to me. He said, you know, I had like 40 businesses all around the world, you know, but he said my best business is outdoor advertising. So I was like, you know, explain that to me, you know. You know, he said something to me. He used a term that I never heard before, right? And he said, man, it's a cash cow business, you know. So, you know, going home, you know, Google, just come around and started Googling what cash cow actually means, you know. Look into the business, you know, saw the potential for you in the Bahamas, and I said, let me just give it a shot, you know. That was about a little over 10 years ago. You know, I still own Bahamas Outdoor Media. You know, it's still, you know, as he explained to me what a cash cow business was, but pretty much, you know, it's still operating. From that, I was able to venture into other things and grow a small portfolio from there.
Okay, so for those of us who don't know what Bahamas Outdoor Media is, when we go into the hospitals and we see the poster advertisement for brands, or when we look at the benches on the side of the road, or maybe even, I think you do buses as well, right?
Yeah.
Right, the side of buses with the advertisement. That is Bahamas Outdoor Media.
Yeah, you know, when you walk to the airport and you see some of the ads, sometimes that's us also. So it's just various forms of outdoor advertising. You know, we're in the company that putting the plywood signs on the side of the road and all that stuff, but we, you know, we focus more on brands, but giving brands the best exposure for their products in different various forms and different ways. You know, the hospital, you know, was first one of our initial projects. So we do both Doctors Hospital and PMH, but that just came by as a more of a unique opportunity, simply because, you know, initially when I started Bahamas Outdoor Media, we weren't allowed to put billboards around the island, you know, so I was back and forth, you know, with government, you know, because it was only a policy, you know, and I was like, you know, this isn't law, let's just tweak the policy just a little bit, you know. So that was back and forth. So then I started looking into other things that I could actually start to generate some income, you know. I was at the hospital one day, walked around the hospital, and I was like, all they get is wall space, you know what I mean? Why isn't anyone advertising? Approached them, you know, we became partners. A couple of months after that, you know, we approached Doctors Hospital, we became their partners also. And that's still up and running. You know, we got into the bus shelters and the benches as another unique opportunity from that. We do some stuff at the airport, airport and Freeport also. Just various different forms of outlets for different media platforms. So we try to, one thing we try to do is have something for everybody, you know. You know, we try to meet different price ranges. We try to, you know, accommodate to the small business one, to the corporate companies and so forth. So just to be able to wake every budget.
And you operate this business as well as you have a family.
Yeah.
So tell us about that.
You know, there's a lot of balancing. You know, my family is my #1 priority, so I kind of, you know, I focus on businesses that kind of give me the flexibility to be able to spend more time with them, you know what I mean? My boys might have something to do at school and I want to be there. Or
You have twins, right?
Yeah, twin boys, Bryce and Brody. So it's just building businesses that don't require too much time, but give me a lot of flexibility to be able to pretty much be a stay-at-home dad sometimes, So I kind of enjoy those things, the dropping to school, the picking ups, little school functions, afternoon playtime and stuff like that. But it's a lot of balancing, you know what I mean? You have to have those cutoff periods, family time,
Right.
and so forth.
So, okay, you manage Bahamas Outdoor Media. That's under your portfolio. You have a beautiful wife and your kids, your twins, and a little girl as well. Tell us exactly, when it comes to being flexible, something that you just mentioned just now. When it comes to being flexible, what is flexibility to you in business? And when I say that, I mean, you mentioned that you started out in time sharing. Before that, did you ever work a 9-to-5 job?
Yeah, before that, I had a bank
This
job.
sounds like this could be long.
I had a bank job, right? I used to work to one of the commercial banks, when I was in my early 20s.
I can't see you in the bank,
No,
Damalus.
I was working in debt collection, right? So,
and your voice so direct, so I can imagine imagine you making those calls.
Yeah, so I was in the collection department. 9-to-5 wasn't for me,
You just felt like, okay, I gotta get out of this.
It was a lot of different feelings, you know what I mean? For one, when I first go on there, I kind of casual in the way I dress, and everyone, hey, you got to put on a necktie, put a necktie. I started to get used to wearing a necktie, that was number one.
You got to find a necktie to match with every shirt and everything.
Because I remember one day I went to work and I didn't have a necktie, and it was such a big deal that, hey, I had to walk downtown to buy a necktie.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so I was like, this ain't gonna
work.
make no sense, you know what I mean? Then they cut down your lunch hour, like what, for an hour?
1 hour. What could you really do in an
hour?
hour?
Ain't nothing much you could do, But for me, that kind of also played the entrepreneurial spirit in me also, because I didn't really like being, on anyone else's schedule, for one. I kind of like to go against the rules to be able to accomplish some of the things I accomplished. So, I wasn't really interested in someone telling me what time to come to work,
right?
What time to take lunch, as if I could be hungry every day at 1 o'clock, So it's little things.
I didn't know your belly could be hungry at 1 o'clock.
So it's stuff like that kind of pushed me in the direction of, hey, like you should probably venture into your own, set your own schedule and be able to be your own boss,
Were you scared at any point of the way? Or did you came up with an extra strategy before you did it?
It was never no fear. I was always like a risk taker. So, I mean, I always jump into things and then think afterwards. So, I'll learn as I go. So fear is pretty much just going through a learning curve and trying to figure stuff out instead of actually jumping into it and then figuring it out as you journey down the road. So for me, it was never no fear. It was just a new challenge. That I enjoy challenges and so forth. So it was just a new challenge that I was able to go into. Okay,
so I took you back to your 9-to-5. And then you said that you were in time sharing.
Yeah.
And then there's Bahamas Outdoor Media. Now, tell us about that thing that we just saw on social media. I mean, I think it was just all over the place. You have a business called Scentpressions.
Yeah.
And just tell us what is Scentpressions, first of all.
So Scentpression, what we do is we send businesses for environments. Not only businesses, so that it could be homes, it could be, just about any environment that actually wants to add an ambient scent to it. That's what we do. So we just focus on.
So when I walk into a hotel, let's just use Bahama as an example. When I walk into Bahama and I smell that lovely sweet aroma, when I walk into maybe an offshore bank and I smell that aroma as well, that welcoming aroma, that is what Scentpressions does.
Yeah. Okay. A lot of times people don't realize that, businesses are actually pumping fragrances into the environment.
It's subliminal, like it helps you relax, it speaks to what the business does.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what we do. Recently we just acquired a company in Canada. So we're just trying to extend distribution, extend, for me it's really but brand building. And, I take Scentpression as a serious and luxury brand also. So it's just really building the brand, trying to really get it to more international as an international company, and that's one of the reasons why I relocated from Nassau to West Palm, because there's more growth opportunities as far as growing a business to where I actually wanted to grow, instead of actually building a business from here in Nassau and still dealing with the challenges of dealing like stuff like exporting internationally and all the other stuff. And I was able to bring the cost down for some of my clients also, who kind of loved that. So it was good.
Okay, and how would you say that you divide your business with Sun Impressions? You would say that about 30% is over here in the Bahamas, and about the other 70% in West Palm?
No, I'll say about 50-50. But 50-50. I try to do as much in the Bahamas because there's still a lot of opportunity. There's still a lot of businesses that could actually benefit from it. So you'll always notice I'm always home. So it's always a matter, whenever I'm home, I'm always here actually trying to push the brand into different places, or doing those meetings or on stuff like that, just to get it out there. I mean, we pretty much a recognized brand now, based on some of the businesses that we send. But at the same time, it's just a lot of opportunities here for the send marketing business. So I don't really, even though I'm international, I still wanted to be a Bahamian. I always make sure I let everyone know the send impressions are actually based out of the Bahamas and not really wherever it is that we could be.
You seem to have your hands in a lot of stuff. What advice would you give those wanting to venture out and do multiple things, not just one thing, because we want multiple streams of income as well. So what advice would you give someone who wants to kind of just follow in your footsteps, but in their own field?
In their own field is one of the things, if you're looking for multiple streams or even getting into the new stream, it's really two things. It's really about balancing and completion. So it's really completing those tasks and those goals that you set out to do, that kind of help you to really say, if I could pull multiple streams from different areas, I still have to complete these tasks. A lot of places say, hey, we want multiple streams of income, and they hustling all over the place. You talk to them one day, they doing real estate, they selling food from the car and all that stuff, but there isn't really no tie down that this one stream here, and we mastered this, and then this other stream,
right. This
and
is
then
like
we mastered it.
You want to make sure that you master something, so this can actually be income. You just can't be busy. You have to be productive.
So it's really, and at the same time, like I'll always go back to the cash cow business, right? A lot of times we have desires, or we have business aspirations where we want to do certain things, but what happens is with certain things is you don't really have the income to do those things. So a lot of times, a lot of small business persons not only get into debt, which I kind of discourage. But I'll always say, like, find like a cash cow business that could actually bring in some income that help you get to where you need to get. And that's really it, you know what I mean? If you could stay away from debt, as far as business, like
borrowing money, capital, all of that.
Credit cards, you can use the credit cards, you can run the accounts a little overdrawn sometimes, but when it comes to being a small business and incurring debt initially, I think that kind of kills us. So we kind of focus more on, after you incur debt, you more focus on not building a business, but paying down debt. So that's kind of a problem for me. I try to stay debt-free, or even build debt-free businesses, Sometimes, some things it's just a little bit of patience. You build them out over time, the first day you might be able to hustle up some money, you buy your business cards, the next month or 2 months you launch your website, and little stuff like that. So sometimes it's just piece, building it, but consistently focusing on building it.
Did you ever have any struggles finding reliable persons to work along with you in business? And when I say to work along with you, I mean you can't be everywhere all at once.
Yeah.
So you need to have someone that you can call on here. You need to have someone that you can call on in West Palm, somebody to maybe run your errands, somebody to make deposits, somebody to go to meetings. Like, there are times when you yourself cannot be present. How is it finding reliable persons to be on your team, to be of the same mindset you are, and to not take your dream and your business and your goals for granted?
Yeah, that's one of the hardest things, finding the right people, and sometimes you got to work with multiple people to get certain things done. If you need someone who can go in the bank and get certain things done, then you call that person. You need someone who can go and do the installations and do the service checks, then you call that person. But I have a good team of people around me who pretty much, you know, have the confidence in their abilities to be able to do some certain things. You know, I kind of like to be around like-minded persons also who kind of understand that, you know, this isn't really a job, but we're trying to build something. And then that's pretty much about it, you know.
Okay. And like I told you, I feel like you're always very direct. So how does your team know when you're frustrated? Is it the facial expression?
You can tell
is
on
it
my
the
face.
two words?
You can tell
What
on
is
my
it?
face and my short answers, you know what I mean? But me being direct is just like you know, just communicating exactly what I need done or what I really need. So it ain't gonna really be no gray area. So you trying to figure out exactly what I'm meaning or what I'm trying to say. Like I don't have a lot of room for error. You know what I mean? So you know, before I even tell someone to do something or whatever, I have to make sure, like, let me communicate this in a way that make sure this get done. That I don't have to come back and we have to go over the same thing again or something like that. So
Okay.
but that's just me by nature. You know?
Okay. Any new business ventures in 2019? What can we expect? The next time we see Damalus Curry name flash across the screen, what can we expect?
Just expect some big things, right? You know, it's hard right now to really, you know, put information out there as far as where I'm moving in different directions with different businesses. You know, right now I'm enjoying building and working with the Impression brand. You know, we have some small things, and I didn't say small things, but I have some other ventures that I looking to get into, but they're different partnerships and all that stuff. But mostly right now I'm just focused mainly on building the Impression brand. You know, we in different countries now. We're trying to get into other states in the U.S., other parts of the Caribbean. Eventually, you know, we're gonna do some things in Europe and so forth. So, Impression pretty much has my hands tied. As far as what I'm trying to achieve right now for business, like I might be doing Bahamas Outdoor Media today. You know, we still have the one investment company that we do sometimes. But at the end of the day, you know, right now my heart is in Impression. So
You're just trying to do some things with that.
Yeah, you know.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you one last question, and I want you to look into the camera when you answer this. Would you say that at the end of 2018, going into 2019 and beyond, that you are on the rise?
Yeah, so moving forward from this day on, you know, yeah, we on the rise. You know, Damalus Curry as a person, Impression as a brand, Bahamas Outdoor Media, we're on the rise, and we thank Shakia for this opportunity to do this interview, even though it took us quite some time, you know. But she has a busy schedule. I understand that. So
hold on, don't blame. Stop it. Don't blame it on me because it was him. See, I have a busy schedule.
Yeah, so
Damalus don't live in Nassau 24/7, so it was hard to get him. But yeah, we both have busy schedules.
Yeah, but we grateful for the opportunities, and we definitely looking forward to doing some more interviews, some more stuff. And as we roll stuff, we'll definitely keep you guys up to date, let you know what's going on, so we could probably
Appreciate it
and keep it going, you know.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
All right.